Welcome back to 64-Bit Blackness, the show where I give a much-needed spotlight on some of our favorite black video game characters. And today we're going to be talking about a man with an unmatched level of loyalty to his country and comrades, Solomon Reed. Solomon Reed is a part of the NUSA, or the New United States of America. Reed was a part of the military of the NUSA, so far as to being one of the key members of the NUSA Spec Ops, participating in operations that happened in the Second Central American War. Fun fact, Maine from Cyberpunk Edge Runners was also in Reed's unit during the Second Central American War. Now, it's unclear if his accolades or achievements while he was operating in the Spec Ops got him this title, but eventually Reed would become an agent for the NUSA Federal Intelligence Agency. He is a super spy and gets things done by any means necessary. He's led a plethora of successful undercover covert operations. He's talented at finding net runners, hackers, data breachers, uncovering spies, all that stuff. And through this line of work, he would end up recruiting Alex, who was once a very talented BD actress, and So-Mi, a net running prodigy, whom he both accepted and welcomed into the NUSA FIA. Reed would also end up recruiting a lot more agents into his specific cell, and all of them got together. It was like a very big family for him. And if there's one thing I've learned in the world of Cyberpunk, whether it be the Metal Wars, the Unification Wars, the Second Central American War, or any kind of agency and stuff like that, when you belong to a group in Cyberpunk, there is a sense of camaraderie in that. There's a sense of belonging. And that also applies to Solomon Reed's group because they were a family in some weird government espionage contractual way. But all of that would be tested during the Unification Wars. The Unification Wars pretty much is what it sounds like, the federal government going to war with the free states to try to get everybody back under federal rule. But when it came to Night City specifically, Arasaka stepped in and protected Night City from the armed assault of the NUSA. So Solomon's group would end up carrying out several covert operations in Night City and other free states that aligned with Arasaka. But as the Unification Wars progressed and got more violent and more brutal, Reed kept losing more and more of his people. Around in 2070, President Myers told Reed to essentially close operations in Night City because they are reaching the end of the war. They're trying to broker some kind of peace deal. As they're packing their stuff up, getting ready to leave and close down operations in Night City, things take a terrible turn, as it usually does in the world of Cyberpunk. But Reed's main priority was to get his team, specifically So-Mi, his protege, his almost daughter-like figure, out of Night City. After that, he was going to go handle whatever debacle came up on his own. Before she evacuates, Reed tells So-Mi that if she ever needs anything, please come to him. To which she replies to Reed that he should know that there is no honor in Night City. To which Reed says, you know what, you're probably right. Reed goes off to handle the situation that came up, and turns out he was set up by So-Mi. A bunch of Arasaka agents wearing plain clothes ambush him on a train and shoot him down. And this was all under the order of President Myers, because one of the deals for them to broker peace between Arasaka and the NUSA was the death of Solomon Reed, which President Myers happily agreed to. And this whole event would cause a great schism between Reed, his former agents, his daughter, his stand-in daughter So-Mi, and President Myers. Even though Reed somehow miraculously survives the ambush, knowing that President Myers set him up in the first place, he still chooses to be loyal to the NUSA. He chalked it down to it just being part of the job. He then agreed to just be a sleeper agent for the FIA remaining stationed in Night City. He does not get paid for being a sleeper agent anyway. Why is Reed so loyal to a government that set him up? I don't know, and I don't even think that's really ever explained. Maybe he identifies with the vision of the NUSA with reunifying the entire United States. But regardless of that, I still think he's a fantastic character because of his complexity, because he's stuck in between this fight of doing what's right and doing what's for his country, and he often finds himself just opting in to be loyal to his country despite knowing that isn't what he in his heart of hearts knows is right. Reed is a complex character. Love him or hate him, he is complex, and we are allowed to be complex characters. I'm not even going to put a picture of Idris Elba up because that's just him. They've rendered him in game perfectly. So thank you so much for your performance as Solomon Reed. Idris Elba, thank you for contributing to the world of Cyberpunk 2077 and video games. We hope to see you in more video game projects, and hopefully you can get a character just as cool, if not cooler, than Solomon Reed.